Hi, and welcome back to our video series, Tiny Technology. As you know, this focuses on little bits of technology that can be useful for you in your professional work at the college, whether you're teaching, working in one of our offices, working on shared governance, helping students with their technology needs, and so forth. So today we're talking about a second camera in Zoom. If you're like me, you have multiple cameras set up. You might have a webcam, additional camera here, and in some cases you're doing this because you're trying to show different views to your viewer. In teaching a class, it can be really useful to have a second camera set up on a simple tripod, and then you could maybe have a view of a demonstration that you're doing in the class, and then have your main view coming out of your computer. So we'll look at some possibilities for doing second camera work on Zoom. So let's jump on to Zoom now and take a look at this technique. Okay, so we're talking very briefly here about options for a second camera. And I think a second camera can be really handy when you're doing a Zoom class. You have quite a few options out there. So one option is to take a pre-existing camera. You can't see it, but I have a camera right here. And this is my DSLR. If I wanted to, I could use this as a second camera, not just to record my videos, but during my Zoom class. So anytime you want to use a second camera, once it's connected, you'll see it indicated up here. I can switch between my computer camera, my Avaya, which gives me the options for zooming, which is really cool. It just gives me a little more ability to control the settings of my video while I'm doing a Zoom class. If I want to use my DSLR, as I indicated in some other videos, I get one of these capture cards. And a capture card is really cool because it's going to take the mini or the HDMI out from your DSLR or your action cam as long as it has a plug of that sort. You can look for other options out there, and then it's going to convert it into here. These typically take also an adapter for power, and then it goes into your computer via USB. Once you have that set up, automatically you'll see here, and I don't have it set up now, but you'll see another camera option opens up, and it'll usually be named whatever your capture card is. Now, a capture card could run you anywhere from $40 upwards to $100. This one I think is about 70 or 80. So it is one consideration. If that is going to cause issues, if that's restrictive in terms of spending money on that, don't go with the DSLR option. And I wouldn't buy one just for the sake of having a second camera. Now, you could get a second version of a webcam. I was trying to look because I have a couple webcams, and some of them are very good, as I've talked about in some other videos. Refer to those videos. I'll try to link those. And some of those actually have decent resolution and decent color. They're not amazing, but the deal is, for a second camera, you can really think about another option here, and that is using your phone. Okay, so to do this, actually, what we're going to do is, let me just move this webcam, and then I'm going to try to put it somewhere where it's just going to focus. That'll be good, just on my wall. I'm not trying to do anything fancy here. And then I'm going to switch my camera here in the front of my computer to just my FaceTime camera, which is not very good. It's really grainy, actually. Terrible quality compared to the other one. Now you see why I purchased that other one. So now I'm going to go to Screen Share and click on Content from Second Camera. Okay. And that is it. So you're seeing now it's switched to this camera, which is just sitting right here. So what's cool about that is it allows me to have the image of me up in the right-hand corner, as you see, talking. And then the second camera could be for a demo. I could be demoing right now my Stream Deck or something like that. Very easy to do. Again, it just requires a USB connection, and you're good to go. When you're done with that, you can hit Stop Share, or you can hit Switch Camera. If you had more loaded in, as many USB cameras as your computer would allow, you could definitely use all those. So we'll go ahead and hit Stop Share there. And we can look at one more option. Apologize for all the cables here. I just do not want to subject you anymore to the horrendous FaceTime camera. On these old Macs, those were just really bad. Let me switch to my Avaya, which is much more pristine here, the quality. Okay, I'm a little cut off the screen. I do recommend, if you want a top-of-the-line camera, the Avaya is awesome because it does everything. It has great resolution. The colors is so much better, and I love the remote control. I can control things, different angles in real time. Another option here would be for us to share content from, and you know this technique, we've done it before, we could connect to our iPhone or iPad via AirPlay. And I'm not going to go through how you do this. You actually learn this in a different video. But so check out my video on iPhone apps. But I'm going to click on screen mirroring here and hook this up. So this option is not necessarily your best option, I think, because there's going to be a little bit of a delay. But if you have like a rather stationary setup and you just want to show maybe that setup, then this could work for you. So what I have going on right now is I just have my phone opened up to the camera or the video app. What I would do is I would hook this on a tripod or set it somewhere good. And as I did before, I would have it in this area as my second camera. And the reason for that is I would then be able to have the small icon of me playing from this camera, the top of the screen, and this becomes essentially my demo camera. The only issue is if I move my fingers, you see there's delay. Unlike the app sharing, which is really good and hardly any, maybe a few milliseconds of delay, because video going over AirPlay is much more data that's being crunched and sent, you're getting all this kind of artifacting. Actually, it's not doing it now. It looks pretty good, but there we get a delay. Not perfect. But if you were just doing something like this and you wanted to show students something and say, here's how you use a Stream Deck, press a button, and then you talk some more, it's not going to kill you. I think it's going to be okay. So again, that's an option with using the iPhone, almost cheating in a sense, using it more for something that it's not designed for, because really that is designed for app sharing and not necessarily for mirroring your camera on screen. But you can do that. If you want to do that, it's totally cool. Again, if you're on a budget and you don't have anything else available, this could be a great option. Otherwise, if you're willing to spend $40-50 and get a plug-in USB camera, you can have a really nice setup at the same time where you have your main camera going, showing your image of yourself, and then your demo camera is going somewhere else. I have quite a few other videos on this, so I'll keep it there today. But good luck as you think about these options working with a second camera here in your Zoom class. That's going to do it today here in Tiny Technology, focusing on the value of a second camera. Whether you're like me and you're using your iPhone or Android phone as a second camera, or a DSLR as well, or a webcam, there's a lot of real value in using a second camera to show students or participants in a meeting different angles and different views, including close-up views of a subject that you're talking about or doing a demonstration of. So thanks for listening, and I'll be back with additional videos in the Tiny Tech video series.